So just to make sure we all are seeing the screen, you can verify that you're seeing now a DNA Center screen, right? Somebody give me a hand.
Yep, yep,
Okay,
you're good.
perfect. Thank you. So yeah, this is my, well, this is not DNA Center. This is a controller, in fact. And that's good because I also need it. But let's go and log in to DNA Center first. Oh, all right. Come on. There you go. Close this one. Refresh this one as well. Okay. So the first thing that I would like to show is the version I'm running. Most of the features that you have seen, the enhancements, all the new capabilities that you see are gonna be on to the 3.3. Okay. So in case you're wondering, hey, it's not look as Adrian was showing up. This is why you need to be running to the 3.3 because that's where the and brownfield workflow was enhanced. The AP also configuration was enhanced, and we added new model configs as well. So be careful with that. So now, well, this is my main screen. I have wired clients. I don't have wireless because, of course, this is the idea to add a new controller with a provision configuration. So if I go to my inventory, I should be able to see my controller. Okay, good. In fact, let me do this. Let's do filtering, and it shouldn't be provision, right? So it's here, provision. There you go. So I have my two APs and my controller. They are not provisioned, which means DNA Center have to push any config on them. What I just did was add them to the inventory. That's it. Before going to the controller, I would like you to show. Oh, okay, I was seeing the screen here. It's weird. Oh, the wireless profile, and you just have wireless profile with two sites, well, 7 sites in fact. And if we go really quickly to the wireless settings on my Cisco DNA Center, you will see that I don't have any SSIDs. These RF profiles, they are by default created by DNA Center. And I just have one wireless interface and, well, no antenna radio profile, no IP authorization list, no billing group, well, an ACL, and, well, that's Flex Connect. I'm not going to be working with Flex Connect. I have WIPs and forensic capture enabled. So this is what my network wireless profile uh, is telling me. Oh, sorry, my network settings profile. Now, I'm going to go again to the workflow, not to the workflow, to the provision and the inventory. And I will show you what I meant with the different ways to start the workflow. No provision, apply. So we can start it from here, right? Provisioning and then learn device config workflow. But I really feel that this would be better to go to the workflows page. Then you will find the learn device configuration workflow right here, right? So I go back here, let's do it. And again, this is, what I just did is execute the workflow, right? He's asking me, hey, what's the controller? I just have one, so that's it. Again, checking the reachability, manageability, and not learning status. Then the first thing that they will ask, or the workflow will ask, is how do you want to place your devices on my hierarchy, right? I already have floor 1, floor 2, but again, you can skip this if you want and then do it later. This is not mandatory, right? But it's up to you. Now is the configuration is being learned. You cannot see anything here because there are no network settings like servers, that kind of things that needs to be applied at global level. No, there is not. I don't have any DHCP server, any NTP server, so that's why there is nothing relevant in here. Site configuration, remember that we didn't do any assignment, so that's why he's saying, hey, you know what? According with the configuration I'm seeing, I don't think we need to do anything in here. So it's basically it. Probably if you have a bigger deployment, you would really need to correlate site assignment with whatever configuration you need to take into account. So now this guy is telling me that, hey, you have 3 SSIDs, you have 8 interfaces. Well, 8, that's weird. Oh, okay, in a way. 8 interfaces. You have forensic capture also, and you have an ACL. Remember, this is the controller. This is not DNA. This is what it was learned. So let's verify this. I would like you to verify this with me. Let's see if this guy is lying. So it says we have 3 SSIDs. Okay, let's see. Yes, we have 3 SSIDs, WPA, one open, and one WPA3. Okay, nice. So we have also, what else said? It said we have interfaces. It's a bunch of interfaces, in fact. Let's see. Interfaces, well, those are the physical ones, but I think he means, yeah, these 4 interfaces. Okay, makes sense. And also, obviously, 3 villains, and it's nice. What else? Okay, the for forensic probably is with the RF, but let me take a look at that. Oh, ACL as well. Let me just take the ACL first, which is easier. Okay, ACL. I have 5 entries and native VLAN. Well, native VLAN is for Flex APs, so I don't really care. As you notice, there were some conflicts, okay? And as I mentioned before, this same workflow will try to help you to resolve them. We will see that later on as well with the ACL. First, I really don't want to learn the whole thing. I just want these 3. The other ones, as you may notice, are the default interfaces, so I don't really want them. I really can ignore them. Oh, I think it did the other way around. So let me correct this. Relearn, and let me just select this one, this one, this one, those 3. So I ignore the other ones. Let's check this out. Okay, those are the ones that I want. 10, 30, and 20. Good. And that's it. I think I'm good to go. If I click next, oh, okay, yeah, I'm forgetting the Cisco 123. Oh, by the way, there is another part here, which is the unsupported configuration that wasn't learned, right? Hey, I didn't understand what you mean with this. And it's something within the RF tag, which we call radio profile, right? Specifically, what is this guy not supporting? Is what we call beam steer mode. Not to worry about it. This is not applicable for our access points. In fact, it's only applicable for an access point that has a specific external antenna. So we really don't, it's not important for us right now, okay? But he's automatically telling, hey, I don't really know what's this, okay? So once you have chosen, or most likely ignore the configs that you don't need, you will probably go, oh, no, I don't want this. Okay, here, to the resolution conflicts. That was weird. I don't know what was doing that. Okay, so the resolution conflicts basically means, hey, I detected 3 conflicts before, the ACL, the AWIPS profile, and the forensic capture, and the native VLAN. So DNA center, this is DNA center configuration. This is device configuration, or you want a custom one. The custom means, okay, I want this is ACL. I want those profiles, but I don't want that native VLAN. I really want that. So you can, play around with values. I will really want this and this. I don't really want this Cisco DNA Center one. So this is my selection. Keep going. Now, remember we talked about the model configs? He's also automatically learning all and creating the configs, the model configs based on whatever we have on the controller. Specific for the SSIDs, which are the more dense. So we are learning 3 things, each one by, uh, one of the individual SSIDs. But it's up to you if you don't want to learn them. Yeah, right? It's up to you. In my case, I just, oh no, I really want to have them. So let's relearn them. I want to have all, so I just will keep this on the list. And finally, most probably of the things that you were wondering is Cisco DNA Center automatically generate this template. This is the configuration. Probably what you saw before, the beer steer will still be here. But yes, it is an automatically generated CLI template, and you can automatically change the name if you want. I like that name. Have the IP, has the device type, and it says unsupported. So it's really clear for me. Again, you probably don't want to modify it now, but you can modify it later. Okay. So if we keep going, now we have the network profiles, right? Remember, network profiles defines what SSIDs are going to be on what APs on our site. So my profile is attached, let's see, to floor 2. So I really don't like that name. So let me do something. 2 here. Oh, 2.8. Wow. And now I can change this guy. Okay. Come on. Okay, good. So remember, site tags is for Flex Connect. So I don't have Flex Connect, so doesn't matter. My policy tag is assigned to the floor 2, and I know that guy should have 3 SSIDs. So we are seeing that the mapping is being completed perfectly here. Probably the other brownfield profile will have only 2 SSIDs, right? And it's mapped with my policy tag. Again, custom tags are learned and associated as they should. So this is a really good thing to do. Specifically, if you have a really big deployment, you don't want this to be really large names with the automatic tagging that we have. So finally, remember we just learned the model configs, but we haven't even applied them to anything in particular. What I would like to do is select my 3 SSIDs and select each specific model config. Guess and oh, this guy here. Okay, and 2. Okay, apply. So I will do the same with the profile 1, which I have and guess. Remember, this site only have 2 SSIDs, so that's why you see only 2 here. So I think that's it. Here and here. Apply. Now I have this. Now, if you want to verify this on the controller, just do really quick click tour over here in the tab lens. So, well, in fact, it needs to be on the tags. On the tags, and the policy tags is what we do the mapping of the WLAN profile with the policy profile. So we have enterprise with enterprise, guest with guest on the tag number 1, and on the tag number 2, we have 3, and this guy is duplicated. Okay, just for you to have that in mind. Now, we did the model config mapping as well, and this is the summary, right? Now, if you want to see maybe of the whole thing that we have here, model config, CLI templates, wireless config. If you want to see the templates, then you can do view CLI and it will take you back, right? So just for you to have this in mind. I already did this. Okay. It's like you're going all the way back to the one that you pick. So be careful. Finally, I am clicking save. And remember, this is not applying any config to DNA to the controller. DNA Center basically is just learning. Now he's saying, hey, you should provision the device, right? We're not going to do it now, but just for you to know. How we know it works? Good question. We go to the design, and if we go to the network settings for wireless, I should be able to see a lot of new stuff. My 3 SSIDs, you can see them here. Well, I didn't add any profile, so they are still the same. My 3 new interfaces, and well, the one that was already there, and my ACL. But remember, it probably will be my other ACL, yeah, with the 5 entries. So that's good. You delete the other one and override it with the one on the controller. Also, the native VLAN remained, and the enable forensic and AWIPs were enabled. This is for Learn Device Config. Let's go really quickly and check the workflow for the IP configuration. Okay, the same page again, hamburger menu, workflows. You will find Learn Device Config workflow and AP configuration workflow. So, and we go, let's see, okay, this one here, configure access points. This is how we call this workflow. Okay, let's do it. First thing is a task name, right? Let's put it like that. It's really comprehensive. And then you will ask, okay, Adrian, what do you want? Do you want to configure these radio parameters, or do you want to schedule recurring events? Remember, why is he asking this? Let's imagine that I want to change the channel every 2 hours. Do you really want that? Why? So that's why it doesn't make sense to have that changing of a channel as a recurrent event. Ideally, we want RRM to do that. So the recurring event that we can, I will start with this one because it's the less dense. You can really just configure, oh, let me just pick the APs, of course, AP selection. We'll select them all. And you only can recur or configure recurrently the following parameters: AP parameters, admin, and LED status, and the radio, all the status of the radios, if you want them up or down. That's it. It does make sense, right? Now, if you want to configure all the other events, right, but schedule them for a time and then apply just one time, you can then still do it over this configuration workflows right here, where we will be modifying all this. I'm gonna pick up again my APs, and I'm gonna apply that pattern. Let's say, yeah, there you go. So you can apply the pattern, apply it, or as I mentioned before, you can upload a CSV file as well. And from here, let's just, what else, what else, what else? Let's just disable the status of the access point. Yep, makes sense. 5 gigahertz radio. No, that's fine. And 2.4 gigahertz radio. Okay. And you know what? He's also saying, hey, your device, only one of the two that you select is applicable for an AP radio of 2.4, right? And here both are applicable. That's why he's not saying anything else, right? So just for you to have that in mind. Uh, of course, I don't have any say gigahertz radio, so no AP is applicable, so I cannot choose anything. And radio, I can apply to one of them. I think one of those is a 4800, so that's probably why. And I don't want, I still want to do it. Okay, now this is the other option of the schedule, right? It's not a recurring event, but it's something that you want to plan, you plan to do later once. And these are the parameters. I just want to do it right now. And then, well, of course, a summary. And clearly, if I am shutting down the radios, he's saying, hey, you will disrupt people. Nobody should pay attention to that. Now the workflow is triggered and you should be able to see the task in here, right? You see it's in progress. If you click here, you will see really important steps like, okay, why this guy is not done? So you will follow up the status of this on this matter, right? So while that's happening, because I know we are really pushing the time here, and let's go to the other feature, right? The model config editor. You go through that one using again the model, the hamburger menu, and then tools, and that model config editor. Again, as you can see, these are the predefined model configs that we have. We have been adding stuff as I was mentioning with you on the presentation, but eventually you want the controller to discover, right? To be discovered. So even though I already discovered the configuration using uh, the workflow for learn device config, I can still do it again, right? I discovered the workflows, but again, probably they will be the same as yes, as I was mentioning. The SSIDs, the cleaner configuration, those two, I think they are global. This is also global. Flex config, it will depend on the profile. I don't have any flex profile, and the multicast configuration. Now, let's now go finally to what really is important, because I think I described a lot of the model config. But what is really important is how you type that model config into the wireless network profile. And that's achieved here. I have my two profiles, right? And then I go to edit, one SSID, two SSIDs. right? I don't have any AP zone yet. Probably I'll need to create one. And this is what I was referring. So you can still add another model config. Yes, wireless controllers. Let's say I want to add, no, no, another SSID. Let's a cleaner configuration for 2 and 5 gigahertz. I want to add it, right? In this case, since the configuration is global, that's why it's remaining like that. But for SSIDs, I do have this field of applicability. So I know I am applying only this configuration or this model config to these SSIDs. And I did the same with the guest one as well. Okay. Now let's update this and save it. So this is again how you bind to the profile all the model config parameters. We have shown so far the model config, oh, not the model config, sorry, the automated workflow for Learndeviceconfig, and as well the AP configuration workflow.